Hi, okay, I just bought a new bike and I have been riding my whole life that cheaper end, hardtails, and in that, I guess I started with a Walmart bike 10 years ago, kind of getting back into biking. And I literally rode the crap out of this Walmart bike. It was down to one gear, and even that, you kind of had to know how to pedal so it would stay on. But I would take that on the trails and everything. I couldn't wait to upgrade that, believe me. So then I went, got a different hardtail. And then last year I got a nicer hardtail that were like shifts and everything. But I, it was in that $600 category, which isn't really, I was, now I'm learning that it's not like, if you want to do more trail, I mean, that was a blast, right? I rode everywhere with that thing. And I thought that's mountain biking. And I had a blast. I loved it. And then I walk into the local bike store because I always go in there and look at the products and stuff, dream about them. And I was, there's a certain employee there and he bikes every day. And I asked him, if I ever want to upgrade someday, what kind of bike, what should I get? And he said, asked me a couple questions just to confirm, but he already knew what he was going to say. He says, you have to get, for your riding, what you want to do in the future, one bike, get the Santa Cruz Tallboy in the CS build. It's the most popular. That's what everybody wants. You get that, you're done. I said, oh, what does that look like? I didn't even know. And so he takes me over to the computer because the inventory is gone, right? We're in 2021. There's no inventory on these things. So naturally, he's going to show me a picture. He said, we haven't had them for months. And I'm an XL. And so he pulls up the computer and he kind of starts squinting and he checks this every day. In fact, he checked just prior to me walking in and he said, wait, and he kind of looked, refreshed the page. There in their warehouse was a 2021 Santa Cruz Tallboy CS XL. He looked right at me, said, you got to buy this right now. I'm like, well, how much is it? And he told me the price. I think it was $5,500, something like that, before tax. And I'm like, okay, what? I just walked in the store wondering about what to upgrade to. And he said, you got to buy it now. It's going to be gone. So anyway, long story short, rang up and it was discounted even. And ended up buying it, obviously, because it's right behind me. He kept telling me that I've never actually really mountain biked, even though I go out every day. He's trying to describe the experience between this and what I've been living with the hardtail. But you don't know what he's saying. I go, oh, well, that's cool. But what does that mean? And then I rode this just basically from the door of the store to my bike rack. And I just noticed, this thing sags. I've never experienced that. And I was like, oh, man, is that how it is? And, not sure. So I put it on the bike rack and the whole drive home, which I only live a couple miles, I kept thinking, oh man, is this, I wasn't loathing it at all. I was like, oh, it's a great bike. You know what I mean? It'll last me forever. But is it really worth the money I just dropped in this thing? I mean, I need a new engine in that car. That would have gone a long way. So, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, it looks like a cool bike. Hey, I'm in the mountain biking crowd. I'm going to hang with them. But it was like, it's a bike. I didn't get it. I get home. I'm like, man, I got to try this thing out. I'm not used to all the different gadgets or anything. I have a steep hill here. You see how it just cuts off? See that? It's really steep. Like, watch this car. I'm going to go down here to the ground. You can't even see it. Okay? Well, on my hardtail, I go down this hill all the time. It's like, and then it's got the front shocks, but then you're still absorbing everything on your feet. Then you hit the road, and I guess if I were to liken it, it's kind of like jumping off of a second stair. It'd be like hitting that road from all the speed going down the hill. It'd be like maybe a second stair. No big deal, right? And it's coming, whatever. So I get on this thing and I go flying down the hill. And I was wondering, am I actually flying down the hill? Because the bumps on the hardtail let you know, here's how fast you're going down the hill. This, like, it was such a weird, it was a different sensation than I've had because of the suspension. It was like you're floating down this hill. And then I see the road down there, and my mind says, okay, get ready for that second stair experience. And instead, I hit the road, and it was more, if I were to kind of like describe the experience, it was something I've never had before. But if I were to get close enough, it'd be like, how dads throw their little kids up in the air, and then they gracefully catch them, and the kid is smiling and wants to do it again. Well, I don't want to keep jumping from the second stair. This, I hit the bottom, and I was like, these are like your daddy's arms catching you as a little baby. It's like, I want to do that again. What just happened? Then I flew down. I kept going. This whole area keeps going down. We're up on a ridge, and I just went flying down. Look, this only took a few seconds, okay? And I get it's not mountain biking, but it was just kind of getting some taste of the bike. I went down to the cul-de-sac, and I just turned as quick as I could, pretended it was like a berm or something. I've got these tubeless tires, and that was a whole experience, like a sensation I've never had. It was really weird. And then it didn't end there, okay? So then I always like to just kind of push down on my pedals, and on my old hardtail, just kind of do a little bunny hop, heavy aluminum frame compared to, well, I wouldn't say it's that heavy, but it was, it's heavier. It's a wholly different thing. So, just used to the way I ride, I kind of pushed down, right? And before I knew it, was probably about 10, 12 inches on my old bike. I'd barely get both tires off the wheel. This, I'm way up in the air, and my bike's turning. That was the only time I was like, what? I was a little scared. So the suspension, I guess, and the fact that there's not nearly as much weight on the bike, it just launched me. That was amazing. Then this hill coming back up on my hardtail would be a workout. And I know it's not a big hill or anything. Okay, so I could get up the hill fine, but there would always be, if I started off too slow, there would always be a split second. I'd just say, just stop and walk, right? So I'm explaining because it was like, as you come up the hill, you don't want to do that, okay? So I get up on the hill here on this thing, and it was fun in a weirder way, right? It wasn't a workout by any means. It was kind of like I was moving, I could feel everything. It was just kind of comfortable because the seat goes up so high with the dropper post. Anyway, I just got to tell you, when the guy said you haven't really mountain biked, I did about 10 seconds. I just experienced different sensations. I have watched so many videos on YouTube about riding, these things. I thought I knew what because I've never ridden anything like this. I thought I knew a little bit, what it'd be, right? I mean, it's a bike. It can't be that much different. It wasn't, after my experience, it wasn't better than what I thought it was going to be. It was totally different. And I guess in that, a million times better. So when you're seeing these things and you look at it and you see the price tag and you think, that's stupid. And, if you have the ability, right? Nobody wants to spend the extra money. And am I being sold? Do I need to be on this every day? part of me when I got this thing back, I thought, well, maybe I'll just sit in my garage here because I want to protect my investment. Man, I will never, ever miss a workout. Ever. Ever. That was so... I just can't put it into words. That was really, really fun. It was like, I've always wanted to be Superman when I was a kid. I've always wanted to have that sensation of flying. This was kind of like, touching upon that. That was really fun. I am so excited because if I had that much fun on a 10-second ride, imagine being out on this thing all day long, hitting rocks, hitting roots. I just can't even believe it. I just want to give you my experience because they're so expensive. I just got to be people that are in my shoes who have never gone to a more expensive bike. And you look at this thing, or maybe your kid is dying for a more expensive bike. And you're like, no, ride your hardtail. I got to just tell you, it's totally different. Hardtail will get you there, okay? I mean, I like the hardtail, but you can't. It'd be like comparing a minivan to a Porsche. You can't compare the two. This versus a minivan, you cannot compare the two. If you go in this, it will plaster your smile on your face. And then you go into a turn, you can't get the words out. It's so much fun. The minivan? Pfft, you kidding me? So it's even more, it's different than that, okay? I mean, maybe that's a good comparison, but I don't think that's even enough. I really don't. So that's I just want to get that out. Fresh new experience. I know I'm rambling. I know I'm really excited. It's just I'm trying to process things, and I had to work an overnight shift, so I'm extremely exhausted. I've been up, I don't know how many hours. So I'm dealing with all that. I just I thought, well, hey, you know what? Reviews tend to help people. I know I'm hyper right now. That was just a really cool thing, and maybe when I get some sleep and everything and chill the heck out, maybe it won't be as crazy. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Who knows? But that was I'm really looking forward to getting out tomorrow when I've had some sleep. All right. Comment below if you guys remember your first time. I told my wife, I'm like, she's like, looking at me because I'm trying to digest all the emotion. And she says, well, you want me to sleep on the couch and you can have the bike in the bed? I told her, yeah.